Hey, what's going on, people? How you doing? Tom with Tom Willard Trading. Welcome back to another video here. I know it's been a while. I'm actually pretty jammed up with a bunch of other stuff going on, traveling, enjoying life. But because of this opportunity I'm seeing coming up here, I want to take a few minutes to put together this video. So I'm not doing anything on stocks right now, but this crypto opportunity coming up, as I see it, is epic. And if you're not in this game right now, I would definitely be looking to get into this as soon as possible because the opportunity here is amazing. So let's talk about this here as I kind of pull this chart of the Bitcoin up, and we'll start here. All right, here's a chart of Bitcoin. It's a daily chart. You can see the D here, the delta, and you see the daily candles here. And you'll notice this if I keep backing it up, and you'll see here the meteoric rise and this large cup that's forming here. Now, we don't really have a handle yet. It's starting to form a little bit of a flag on the daily chart, so we may be a little bit premature. That's why I think it's really good to get this out there for you guys now to start watching this closely, because when you have this first major cup and handle after a rise like this could mean ballistic returns on this thing. Now, I think there's, I'll show you some of the other more less famous cryptos that I've been following and trading. But this one is obviously the big one. From a percentage basis, I don't think your gains on Bitcoin are going to be like you could possibly get on the other ones, but the other ones are more risky. So Bitcoin is kind of like the staple. But you can see here the cup and handle forming. So it may take, this handle may take another week, another 2 weeks, maybe a month of just basing up here. But we're at all-time highs. We just pulled off all-time highs, and we're setting up for a nice breakout. So any breakout above whatever handle forms here or flag is tradable to the long side. So you didn't miss the boat. Okay, yeah, obviously if you bought back here, you would have had great, fantastic, amazing gains. But it ain't over, guys. It's just beginning. This is setting up to be a massive another move. So Bitcoin has to be on your radar if you're interested in this. And this is yacht money, I think, that's coming. So be ready for this Bitcoin, guys. Now, the other big one is Ethereum. So let me go get Ethereum up here. And Ethereum is populating here. All right, so here's the daily chart of Ethereum. Now let me, again, shrink it so that we can see. Oh, no, that's not Ethereum. That's Ethereum Classic. We want Ethereum, ETH. Hold on a second. Okay, much better. Ethereum, ETH. Now let me back it up, and you'll see a very similar type of setup, right? Big move up here. It kind of lagged behind Bitcoin. Get this out of the way. And then it came up, massive fall. Cup handle broke out, shook out. This is a tornadic formation, as I've said. When there's no follow through to the top side, clean out top side here. We're what? Look at this. It's just a big cup with a little bit of a shakeout here, a double tap, if you will, and it's setting up here a handle, just like Bitcoin, coming off of all-time highs. Wait for a handle. It may not come. It may tomorrow, Monday, the 25th. This thing could break out, and you should have an order in if you're trading this sort of thing. I know I have orders in to buy this thing on a breakout above. I'm waiting for more of a handle, but I've got orders in because if this thing goes, I want to be on this train. Obviously, stops. You've got to have stops and targets. Like I said, this first cup and handle after a big move up like this, first major cup and handle on a daily chart, I think is going to be epic type returns. But you have to have stops because nothing, this thing could go from 4,400 to zero. It could. Okay, so you've got to protect yourself. You've got to know where your stops are. So where are your stops? Well, you got a major stop here on this shakeout at around 2,600. You could use this pivot here at 33 if you want to keep it real tight. You could use this low here around 30 what is that, 3,800, 38.89 is the low of this candle here. Let me draw it out right here. Okay, but the problem is if you use these tighter stops, is you could get stopped out. A lot higher chance of getting stopped out, which is okay, right? It's okay to get stopped out, and then you could just get back in. Commissions are so small, even on a lot of these cryptos. Okay, Bitcoin tends to be more expensive, but Ethereum is less expensive. All right, so there's Bitcoin and Ethereum both setting up for massive moves. Let's take a look at Cardano. Now, if you've been following me, I've talked about the concept of relative strength, and relative strength to me is one of the most important concepts with regards to equities. However, I'm noticing the opposite, the inverse, has been true in Bitcoin from what I've seen, meaning um, things that don't go with other things tend to go later. And here's the interesting thing is Cardano, which is one of my favorite smaller cryptos, um, it had a big rise. It beat Bitcoin here in this time frame, and then it came back, and Bitcoin's been ripping, and this one's been doing nothing but setting up here, just oscillating sideways. Now, what I like is look at the chart. It's beautiful, right? You've got to move up. You came down here, another new high. It's pulling back. The pullback here is really beautiful. The volume's dropping off in this little bit of a base that's forming here off this pullback. You've got a wedge forming. You've got higher lows. You've got lower highs. It's setting up for an explosion right here. So if you're going to look to get into this Cardano, a buy maybe, let's just use a round number, around 250 is palatable. Okay, stop is obviously below this low at about $1.90. All right, and you've got a low here you can work with. You've got to see this low here was taken out here. That could have been the double tap that shook out the most of the weak hands as this thing consolidates. Now there's a lot of frustrated people in here that are probably heavy in Cardano. It's like, what the hell? Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to the moon. They just hit new highs, and this one can't go anywhere. So it could be shaking the tree there. Watch the breakout, but obviously have a stop. Okay, where's your first target? Well, depending on what the rest of them do, your first target is going to be this previous high at around $3.10 for your first target. And then if you're for your core position, I think you hold this for rise much higher. So Cardano is another one I like. Algorand. Let's take a look at this one real quick. Plug my computer back in so it doesn't fade on me. Here's Algo. Notice off new highs here. Look at this big flag forming. Look at the volume. The interest is coming to this thing after here. Love it. I love what I'm seeing here. You've got lower highs, higher lows, over $2 here. It looks very interesting on this thing as a mover to the top side. Watch Algorand. It's a little bit more thin, so not as quite the high volume. So you may not get filled on your positions unless you got wider, more like stop market type orders. But be watching this algo. Atom's another one I like to watch. Notice this chart here. Look at this. As I bring the daily chart, it's coming off this new high. Look at this, brand new. Here's your cup and handle, breakout, fake out, ripped higher. Another just a massive classic flag forming here. Flags forming everywhere on these. That's what I'm thinking. This crypto space, you got to be ready for this. This is yacht money coming, right? Watch this stuff. Could be huge. Here is another 7. Technically, this flag is already triggered here at around 35, 36. But watch this. If it makes another higher low, here's the lowest low out of these. Higher low. If it sets up a higher low, it can hold this low. Boom. Could explode with the rest of them if they do go. And where's your stop? Well, it's under this $30 mark, or maybe 20, 27, 28, where this is here, where you can pull the chute, get out, reassess, get back in if it comes back up. Play the game, okay? So those are my major ones that I'm watching. Now there's a couple more. All right, Tezos here on the daily chart. Let me back it up. Look at the same thing. Cup with handle. First major, and this is a deep cup, right? You got pushing higher, volume picking up. You've got flags. The retracements here are pretty solid, but you've got a nice retracement here within this range here. You got from pivot to pivot about a 60% retracement here. Notice from here to here, what's the retracement? 60%. What's from here to here? This pivot to this pivot. This pivot to this pivot, right? About 70, 80%, 60%, 60%. So when you're getting this area, this might be a place to buy. You could watch it. I prefer to buy when it gets to a new high, when it breaks the high of a previous candle, and not try to anticipate. I may add, say I'm looking to add, 100% of a new position here. I may add 25% nibbling in this area, but I'll buy the lion's share if it breaks out above. I'll pay a higher price for it because I want confirmation that it's going to break above those candles and get on its horse and run. So Tezos is another one I highly suggest you guys keep an eye on. But bottom line is on these cryptos, guys, if you're not in this game, I think the amount of percentage gain you can get from these, and things are looking to me technically like they are going to get ready to rip. So you'll see people posting all sorts of news. You got the China stuff, trying to drive prices down to get things cheaper. Don't trust a lot of stuff you hear on the TV because you never know who's telling the truth. Heck, you don't even know if I'm telling the truth. But if you read charts, the charts tell the truth. Okay? So I'm telling you right now, all I do is read the charts. And the charts are telling me, if you back these charts up, that we're looking to go to new highs. But you've got to have stops because nothing's guaranteed, right? This isn't, you're not gambling, right? You're taking calculated risks and getting massive, hopefully, reward for your risk that you put on the table. But you got to pull the trigger. You can't put your head in the sand, and ostrich trading is what I call it. Stick your head in the sand and say, nope, it's going to come back. If it hits your stop, get out. If you don't know what a stop is, if you don't know what a target is, if you don't have a plan, don't play because you're eventually going to lose. You're going to get lucky. You're going to make money, but that's actually a curse because what's going to happen is if you continue to indulge in bad habits, don't spend that money because it's going. You're going to give it right back to the market. Trust me, it'll happen. Have a technique. Follow your plan. All right, guys? All right, until next time, this is an important update. Hit me up on the YouTube channel, tom@tomwillardtrading.com. Trade well and watch them charts. They tell the truth.